next item is the computer program presentation from Municipal Board. Coach Ryder.
Good evening, and thank you for the opportunity to address you this evening. During the past year, really more than the past year, we have had issues with our current computer program, which is through Tower Technologies Inc. Back in February, we received a directive from the mayor changing some duties that we would have with regard to reporting and making check requests and things of this nature. And at that time, I informed our finance director that just looking at the program that we have and in light of some issues we had, particularly with regard to Tyler Technology incorporating recent legislative enactments so that we could be timely in the payment of our fees to other agencies. I told him at that time that we were going to investigate the possibility of looking at other software providers. Now, we didn't do this by sending out the request from vendors. We felt like it was best to go to the people in other jurisdictions that were on the front lines that were working in this area to get their insight, and then go to a company and see what was available. Much to our surprise, we didn't know what all we were going to bring up from these other jurisdictions, but we found that many of those jurisdictions shared the same concerns and the same problems that we had with the current vendor. We found that several of them, and we took the time to prepare for you a report comparing the current system that we have and the proposed system with MSG. And you've had that before you for at least a couple of weeks now, I think. But we went to these other cities, particularly those cities that were using Encode. We found that some had pulled their core systems completely out of Tower Technology Encode and gone with other providers, most notably MSG. They were, MSG handled the court system and the court system alone. Nothing else about city financing. The reports we got back were that everything was working much better with this new software. We then approached MSG and asked them about their services, what they could provide, training, and we found that MSG would be more economical for the city with regard to annual maintenance fees. Our setup fee would be $8,000 is what they're proposing. It would be necessary for us to obtain a server. The court had a server at one time. We would move the court office to its present location, the police department. That server was moved here to City Hall, and as to what has happened to that server, I can't address. I'm sure maybe someone here can. But we would have to require a server. We have a source of funding for that server, which is the discretionary fund for the city courts provided for by state law. And we would use those discretionary funds to buy that server and have that server installed. I'm not going to go over with you the advantages and disadvantages step by step with you because you have it there in writing for you. You may also have, as we were supplied after this was published, a response from INCO. But after weighing it all, it would appear to me that still MSG would be the most efficient. And also, as of interest to you, would be the system with the most integrity that we could have with the court. And what you may not, until you receive this packet, be aware of is that all the funds that are paid into the city doesn't go to the city. The way of doing business in this state for quite some time has been to help other agencies and things by attaching court costs. And that court cost increase applies in most cases to all court cases in the state, whether they be municipal cases or state cases. The thing I don't particularly agree with, and I'm sure you don't either, is that many of these state agencies and commissions that get funding through the court costs have no connection at all to the municipal courts in the state. But that's the way the legislature has chosen to do business, and we must live by it. Tonight, to bring to you for your consideration. If you have any questions, I have the ladies from the court office here with us this evening. They're the ones on the front lines. They're the ones that are responsible for keeping up with the funds and making sure that they get applied to the correct accounts. And so if you have any questions or concerns that we can address tonight, we're here to do that. If there are some questions or concerns that you have that you might wish to Mr. Rhoda to answer, I'm sure that we can get those answers for you. We elected to come forward tonight because we know that it perhaps would not be easy to get before a full council until toward the end of the summer, and we would like to get moving on this so we can get things operating in a more efficient manner. So do you have any questions or concerns after reviewing your